Hey everybody, we're 17 weeks pregnant today, which is very exciting because we're getting really close to being halfway there. I think it's super exciting, mainly just because I'm starting to actually see growth and I'm starting to actually feel pregnant. Since it's my first baby in the very beginning, I just didn't really feel pregnant at all, I guess, except for having the nausea and whatnot. So let's update you on what's been going on. Hi, big kitty. I have very cranky cats this morning. They are on house arrest currently. We just got them their meds. We moved from the south. We spent most of our life in the Pacific Northwest, and we didn't really have to worry about fleas or heartworm because it got so cold in the winter and kind of disrupted the cycle for all of that stuff. And since moving to the south, that has been something we've had to deal with and whatnot. But one of our big Toms is very territorial, and this weekend he got into a couple of cat fights, didn't you? So he's on house arrest today, staying in because I'm an overprotective mother, as my husband likes to tell me. So I did write some notes down today, so I'm not just rambling and I have something to say. I had a doctor's appointment on Friday, and I know that I may have briefly touched on this in my last video, but I'm actually not seeing an OBGYN. I'm seeing just my family practice doctor for my pregnancy. So we have decided to go ahead and continue to see her throughout our pregnancy because seeing the midwife, she actually only orders one blood test, and that's just the initial blood test to say that you're pregnant and whatnot. So we decided that we did want to continue to see her so we could have the ultrasound and all the other blood work that they do, again, just to make sure that I don't develop gestational diabetes or something else later and risk out. And my mom did have gestational diabetes, so it is something that I am concerned about. She did order the quad screen test and an ultrasound at my last visit, so I had the lab work done for that, and we will schedule our ultrasound at our next visit, which is March 21st, so right when I'm 20 weeks. And depending on the blood work result, we'll schedule either that higher level ultrasound or not, or I'll just have the basic ultrasound. Oh, excuse me. What else? I've gained 5.2 pounds this far, so I'm right on track with my weight gain. And we did find the baby's heartbeat on the Doppler. When we first found it, it was over the placenta, and it was reading in at about 132 beats per minute. But as soon as she was able to find a really, really strong heartbeat that wasn't over the placenta, it accelerated and stayed up at 151. So we were kind of curious as to whether or not maybe the baby was sleeping at first, and we disrupted it with the awful Doppler noise and woke it up. But there is the old wives' tale that if the heart rate is over 140, it's a girl, and if it's between 120 and 140, it's a boy. So we'll see. We are still really set on not finding out the gender, but with all these little things like the dream I had when we first found out I was pregnant and then the whole heart rate thing, I'm starting to get really curious. So making it through that ultrasound without asking what the gender is going to be, I think it's going to be a little bit harder than I thought it would be in the beginning. I have my first prenatal appointment with our midwife on Thursday. We're also going to be discussing the possibility of a water birth at that appointment, which I'm super excited about. What else? Symptoms-wise, I don't have a lot to report. Hi, cats. Alright, I've got a kitty party down here. Alright, guys, gotta go. Sorry. I felt really, really great this last week. I was sick a little bit last week, but I'm completely feeling better. Everything's great. I fought it off in like 3 days too, which I thought was kind of weird because I've heard that when you're pregnant it's harder for your body to fight things, so I was really thankful to not get sick. One craving I've had recently has been sea salt and vinegar kettle chips, and I know it's not extremely healthy, so I've really tried to limit what I've been eating with that, but very tasty, very yummy. I've definitely been enjoying those chips. Just thinking about them, and I'm starting to salivate a little bit. Oh my goodness. I can definitely tell that we're growing. I can feel it, and my clothes are definitely starting to fit differently. So definitely, again, starting to look pregnant. So I guess with that, I'll just go ahead and show you guys my belly so you can see. Let's show you guys this big monster right here. This cat just went to the vet to get his meds. He is almost 16 pounds. And he's not chunky. He's a cougar. So I don't know what cats he's fighting with out there. Oh, now I'm covered in hair. But I wouldn't want to fight with him. I think they're all crazy. Scoot this back so I can show you guys my belly. Can you see? I can't tell if you can see that. Oh. I don't have a tripod, so it's kind of hard. But, so here's my belly from the side, from the front, and from the other side, and then with the shirt up. Again, definitely have grown since last week. I'm seeing growth every week now, whereas before I was just kind of waiting. And now I can definitely see. So I think that is so exciting to finally be able to see that little bump and know our little baby's getting bigger. So that is my belly. And I've come across some information recently, and I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in it at all, but it's called Diaper Free Baby. And I've come across this when I was looking for stuff for cloth diapering, and pretty much you start potty training like immediately, or at like 3 months old. So you spend time observing your child and kind of seeing what happens when they are using the bathroom. And the premise is that for number 1 and number 2, you make different sounds that the baby will then associate with doing that, so that you can start potty training and go more gradually, so it's not such a huge upset later. So it's something that Gunnar and I are looking at, and if you guys want to know any more about it, I will definitely do a video about the Diaper Free Baby. And I also just really wanted to tell you guys that I really appreciate all the support that we have been given behind our decision to do a home birth, because it was something that was extremely difficult to tell our families, and we didn't get a lot of support in that way. So just to have that little bit of support has really been a ray of sunshine for us lately. I mean, even for my husband, he hasn't been in a video or anything else, but just to know that there are other people out there that think that home birth is a good decision and good for mother and baby is just it really touched my heart, guys, and I really wanted to tell you that I appreciate it, and it makes me feel so much more confident in our decision to go ahead with that. And then also I just want to thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently. I really appreciate it. I never really expected anyone to watch our videos, and I now have over 100 subscribers, so I think that's awesome, and it really, again, I appreciate it so much. So I hope that everyone has a great week, and we'll update again next week. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.